another nigga. Call it public housing when you next door to the killers. On them corners it get better as you go. Grind that motherfucker till it's yellow brick road. Free as a bird, spoken word in my verse. On my knees praying, niggas shooting in the church. Wake up out my sleep in another cold sweat. I lived on Billboard, what the fuck to go next? Go against the odds, young and go and get a job. Another country boy, they want back on the farm. So far from my goals, but I'm close to my kids. Don't cry for Mac Dre, nigga throwing up
I
fears.
just wanna be the one, I just wanna be the one you love. I just wanna be the one you run to when you're down. I just wanna fly. I'ma show you tonight that I'ma put it on you, baby. Take you past the sky. I just wanna burn.
Well, let me light one for my problems. Smoking on that loud, pumping up that volume. Get it cracking like an eggshell, and this motherfucker make omelets. Get a bad bitch and post up like comments. They don't know what I've been through, don't know what I'm going through. As long as I get through, that's what I look forward to. Richer than a bitch, but still I can't afford to let these niggas play with me. Need to be remorseful. I swear I got that silence on that back 90. I kill this nigga with silence. My head still in the clouds. I really feel like a giant. Can't trust none of these niggas. I murk one of these niggas, then bury one of these niggas. Still got dirt under my fingers. That ain't a threat, that's a bet. Cause they coming at my neck like the best a man could get. But to make a long story short, I need a shoulder. Cause the devil on one, the other one I'm looking over.
I just wanna be the one, I just wanna be the one you love. I just wanna be the one you run to when you're down. I just wanna fly. I'ma show you tonight that I'ma put it on you, baby. Take you past the sky.
Yo, stop. Are y'all ready for the jam? I said, are y'all ready for the jam? Yo, G, kick it.
Jam, oh jam, jam, Teddy jam for me. Oh. Teddy jam for me. 'Cause I'm not ready.
right, let's do a sound check. Who here with me right now? I'm not going to lie. I needed that. I didn't have I didn't have an amp in my body. Not one amp was in my body until I hit my song. I almost turned back and said, I just can't do it today. I don't feel like it today. I really don't feel like it today, but now I'm in a different kind of mood. And I'm going to be honest with y'all. Thank you, Donna. The mic sound like, thank you. I don't know if that song worked for everybody like it worked for me. Those are some great days in my life. Good afternoon, Regina. Good afternoon, everyone. Those were great days in my life. I didn't have a problem that couldn't be fixed overnight. I didn't have children. I didn't have anything that was stopping me from doing whatever I wanted to do. It was the greatest time of my life. Music was banging. I wasn't looking over my shoulders. I wasn't dodging people. I didn't owe nobody no money. Shit was good. I was grown. I was able to just move and do shit the way I wanted to move and do shit. I didn't have no other mouths to feed like that. Now, I know that probably don't work for everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll be honest with you. Some people can't stand that shit. Like, they can't stand that music because that era wasn't good for them. You know what I'm saying? Like, they might have caught a case that year. I'm just being honest. That was the crack era. They might have caught a case. It just might have been different. You know, somebody might have just, haven't seen your high school problems. And, it's just not, it wasn't the best time for everybody. You know what I'm saying? But music is a cure for me. I mean, that 90s music, that New Jack era for me is like a therapy. It gets me through 2025 issues. It's my weed, man. It's my weed. It's my shit that I go to. I turn to. It's my gospel music. It just puts me in a place that I just remember I wasn't necessarily innocent, but I wasn't, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't indulged in life like, all my obligation. I just wasn't all out there like that. You feel me? Now I know this is a time and some guys wasn't getting no holler. They wasn't getting no holler. You know what I mean? And they didn't really have no money to really, you know what I'm saying? Guys that didn't get holler early in age didn't have money to get holler either. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like when you grown. Yeah, y'all know guys with, got a couple of dollars are never lonely. They could be whatever. They could be assholes. They could be nice. They could be nice guys that are shy, that can't pull women. They could be butt heads that do women bad, say bad shit. One thing about them, if they got some finance, they're not lonely. They won't be lonely. They'll buy some time. You know what I'm saying? They'll buy some occupation. I mean, excuse me, some companionship. They'll do that. Now, I shouldn't really get into this because it doesn't matter. I know I'm a married man and shit like that, but I'll just tell you a little bit about my mind, how my mind rolls and functions. I never understood. I never understood. How do I say? Sorry, got calls coming in. I never understood guys that paid for sex. I never understood that. I never understood how that worked because I know this is not what I'm talking about today. It's just buying some time till people get here. For me, you got to be into me for me to be into you. Get it? I have to have an emotional attachment to you. Like I got to feel you some kind. Like you and I got to have some type of connection. It can't be a ATM connection. It can't be the here go 40. And it can't be that. I have to really like you for me to really get excited about being with you. I don't know how guys, and I'm not trying to, guys, fellas, I'm not ringing the alarm, and I'm not saying that you got a problem, or I'm not saying I'm better. I'm not saying any of that. Okay. I'm just saying, guys, I don't understand how we're able to just hit anything without being not necessarily attached, but have some type of, you feel me? Like, and I don't understand how women do it either. All right, this is not an attack on my fellas, because ladies do it too. One hand goes to the other. He got to get her 40. She don't like him and all that old shit. They don't like each other. This is a business transaction, right? I never understood how that, why, fellas, you know she don't really rock with you. You know this is nothing. Now, if it's a business transaction, I guess that's a little bit different. He got his rocks off, so to speak, and he move on, right? I get it. Here's what I don't understand. Why you out here hitting randoms? And then she end up pregnant. And now y'all got a child that you don't really want. She don't really want. And now we already know where those children end up in most cases. You know, and I don't mean to be nasty, just, you know, disrespectful or anything to that nature, but this is how we get a bunch of kids that don't really have parents that really have plans. These are unplanned pregnancies. These are hits, and these are 40, you know, these are, you know, I won't say business transaction babies, but these are, you know, kids that are being, you know, just being born from lust. Shit. Yeah, Donna, and STDs. You're right. I just never understood. And maybe that's just my naiveness. Maybe that's because of how I don't know. I was raised amongst wolves. Don't get it fucked up. Excuse me. Don't get it mixed up. I was raised, Donna, I tell you, I was raised amongst wolves. I just kind of distanced myself from the pack a little bit. Didn't make the same type of, you know, decisions. My friends had babies at 14 and 15 years old, and they thought something was wrong with me. You feel me? How could you live in a neighborhood where your partners are asking you, you ain't got no little Randy yet? You ain't got no little dude yet? Man, I can't even take care of myself. I live with my mama, bro. What the fuck you talking about? You do too. If I come visit you, if I pick you up, we going somewhere, we hanging and shit, and I come to your crib, I got to say hello to your mama and your uncles and shit who all at the house. You don't even live by yourself, and you got babies, kids, and something's wrong with me. All right. And then 20 years later, 30 years later, when I get to talking about that shit, now I'm still the bad guy because of the good decisions that I chose, or a lot of us did. A lot of us made them same decisions not to be doing all that old crazy. We did it, but we were a little bit more safe. Don't be mad. Be mad because people made different decisions to you, and then you mad because they don't have the shit. They not going through what you going through. Well, we didn't have the fun you had either. You know what I'm saying? While you was balling out, having fun and hitting all the Lynn Street and Armory. Some of us wasn't doing all of that. We didn't have a baby in Lincoln Courts and in Law Homes and down in Richmond Village, if you really want to add, and Stanley Road, and one out in Lincoln Heights. Everybody wasn't making them type of choices. You feel me? So it is what it is. You in child support because of the shit you did. Child support ain't recruit you. Mama Birch know what I'm talking about. She know the knuckleheads that was running around the way. And now we all taking care of them knuckleheads. Shit, get out of here. 14 years old, they trying to make me feel bad because I ain't got one on the way. 32-year-old grandfathers and shit running around here. Didn't take care of your first child. And now you bragged about him. And now you bragging about your grandbabies that you ain't never, you ain't take care of your kids. And now you gonna talk to them, my grandbabies. Oh man, shut the fuck up. Shut up. Crazy. We live in a world right now. I didn't have anything. I'm just trying to get warmed up a little bit. And stop me when I'm wrong. Y'all just tell me when I'm wrong. Because this is my life. I ain't talking about some shit you've been through. I'm telling you about the shit that has been going on for decades. It went on before I was born. It went on before I was born. So don't sit here and try to act like, oh, he trying to be all this. Nah, I'm telling you some shit that I've been seeing going on for decades, and it started in 2025 all over again. But now, we live in a world right now, and stop me when I'm wrong. Tell me if I'm wrong on this one, call me or whatever and tell me I'm wrong. We live in a world right now where being good is bad and being bad is good. Am I off pace here? Do we not live in a world where the good guys are the bad guys and the bad guys are the cool good guys? And some of y'all might think, oh, he is traumatized. No, I was raised amongst wolves. I've had best of both worlds. I've been a bad guy that was good, and I've been a good guy that's bad. So I choose to continue to be the good guy that you think is bad because he tells the truth. I can live with myself because there's a lot of us out here. There's a lot of good people who just don't say anything because they don't want to be bad. That's a damn shame. That's a damn shame. If rap music was put in a form of gospel, like this new kid D1, y'all heard of this D1 kid, the D1 cat out of New Orleans, who positive with his rap, and he was a farmer school teacher. He was a high school teacher, not junior high and high school. It was a mixed school, he said. And he said, man, the kids loved him. His kids loved him. He said the problem that he ran into is that they didn't really listen to him. The rappers all had their attention. So guess what this teacher became? The teacher became a rapper. I don't know. Let me see if I have anything on D1. I should have something. Hold on one second. Let me try something here. Let's see if I have a D1, because he just did some things with a couple people out of New Orleans. And let me see if I have something from D1 that y'all can get an idea of what his lyrics are about. He's gonna be a fad. He's just gonna be a fad. He'll fade in and out. I wish he was a superstar, but he won't be a superstar because he's talking too positive. You know, if he ain't talking about dope and killing and all that old crazy shit, then he lame. And it's crazy to me that good has turned bad and bad has been the most powerful influence. Shaba says, I'm hip to D1. He a dope little MC. He used to be a school teacher. He stopped being a school teacher. He stopped his career to be a rapper. Here's one of his songs. It's called You a Star. Now, some kids aren't used to being called anything other than MF or some old derogatory, nasty stuff. But some rappers are starting to turn it around. This particular rapper turning it around. Let's see. D1, You a Star. Listen to the lyrics.
Represented to the next. I'm just out in stating facts.
Go ahead. Okay. I ain't got time to be going back and forth with people that really ain't trying to grow. They say the whole game negative, with negativity ain't winning no more. This that turn your whole life around music. I ain't scared, I ain't backing down music. I'ma call it how it is, you getting pimped. No, you ain't a boss, that's clown music. Rappers living a facade, you ain't making no money, go get you a job. I don't love this game, I don't love these streets, I don't love these fans more than I love God. When I tell the truth, they get them nervous. These people be empty beneath the surface. Told the man upstairs, I'm at your service. I don't love this paper more than my purpose. Thought I was worthless, walking around this earth just like a clown in a circus. But I turned this life round from a loss to a win, nothing given, I earned this. This world had me drowning, I learned how to swim. Now I wake up every day knowing I'm him. With God as my guardian, I'm gonna win. And if you ain't got the sauce, you can't pretend. You from the gutter, they counted you out, but you changing your life, you really a star. You think you winning because you got rich off of sinning and bought you a crib and a car. You glowing up and some people be hating, but you ain't gonna stop what you came here to do. You from the gutter, they counted you out, but you changing your life, for that I salute. Go ahead, okay, go ahead, okay, go ahead, hey, okay.
represent it to the max. I'm just out in state flex.
I'm standing on business and growing my business. I'm building my worth, I'm selling my merch. I'm feeding my hood, I'm putting me first. This is the first time in a long time they seen a black man that's free. That horse, that land, that's me. House like it can't be. Why would I sell my soul for money and gold when I can get all that? From building community, I'm building immunity. Defeating impurities, I'm on a wave, I'm wiping them out. I figured it out. I took the heads, the sticks and the stones, and built me a house. I'm independent, I got out this song.
All right. I just want y'all to hear it and get an idea of what he talks about. Everything is positive. It talks about the negative, the violence, the corruption, the all the stuff of the rap industry, the music itself, the things that's been taught to our kids, what our kids gravitate to, and the whole nine. I seen a comment in the screen from Fame. Fame said New Orleans teachers average $51,000 a year to start. He quit because he wanted more money and didn't want to go into administration. Stop thinking he has a heart of gold. I'm shocked that you would say that, Fame. You're suggesting to me that a person who comes out as a rapper and kind of runs into a dead end street of the industry is trying to come out and make more money versus trying to change the narrative of the music itself. How do you make more money when the struggle is going to be to get the people to even listen to you, to pay attention, to take you serious? That is not, he'll make more money teaching than he will selling stuff like that. He's still doing cafeteria stuff, bro. He's not in major, large stadiums. He's not doing it like that because that's not what sells. Positive rap does not sell. So I'm gonna give the man his props, and I'm gonna give him his flowers while he's here attempting to go into the Hot Boys and to all that negative shit that New Orleans has pushed out here. You know what? No Limit. You know what I mean? Who else? Cash Money. All of them. Baby, all of them. Then pushed out all this. It's dope to be their names is drug affiliated. Birdman. Birdman. Now y'all know, you know what Birdman really means, right? He's the Birdman of the neighborhood, right? Right? That don't mean he's the watcher or the overseer of the community. It means he had the birds. He was the plug. And I'm gonna tell y'all right now, I hate to say this to you, and I don't know, Twin probably will be punching the air when I tell y'all this one. And I'm not promoting this. I'm just telling you how fucked up we are sometimes and how we think certain things and think a certain way. If you're buying your drugs from a black man, you're not buying it from the plug. Okay? Birdman. You know what I'm saying? You're not the plug. I ain't gonna disrespect my man. He was young when he gave himself that name, and he probably felt like he was the plug, and that name was probably a hood honor. But you're 50 years old and your name is Birdman. It's just crazy to me. It's crazy how dysfunctional and how shit like that lasts that long and still plays a huge influence. And I tell you what, there's going to be some people that if Birdman came in town with an orchestra, y'all would love him talking about dimes and nicks and putting girls on the corner and pimping and hoeing and all that old shit with an orchestra behind him. Now everybody didn't have a better understanding of why our kids love this old crank ass, crunk ass, fake ass, gangster ass music. We introduced it to them. I remember when I was a child, my mama used to listen to Stevie Wonder and Shaka Khan, excuse me. We used to call her Chunk of Khan because she was getting thick back in the day. You know, she was getting a little heavy. She came around and settled down a little bit, but she's my favorite singer of all time is Shaka Khan, right? I think it might have been because I listened to her in the back seat of the car a lot in my life. And it's funny because I don't hear, or I don't, have you guys seen the videos of the kids that are sitting in car seats these days and they rapping little Durk lyrics, Sexy Red lyrics? I can't imagine being a kid in today's society and being poisoned by my own mama, my own daddy. I couldn't imagine that. I couldn't imagine that. And then we go into school and we tell the teachers, shut up. My mama didn't tell me that. You can't tell me nothing. My mama tell me, and they don't really listen to their mama either. They don't listen to their daddy either. Then we drop these kids off in the school system, and then we say we got a horrible school system. Teachers don't love kids. Teachers just now, you know, there's bad people in every profession. You know that. There's bad teachers, there's bad police officers, there's bad politicians, there's bad everything in every profession, but there's great people in those professions as well. But then we give the teachers a hard time because we want them not only to teach our kids ABCs and 1, 2, 3s, we want them to teach our kids morals and principles of life. When in fact, they should already have those directions put in place in preschool and on their way to school. They should be saying, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. Yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. No, ma'am, yes, ma'am. No, sir, yes, sir. Yeah, that's what they should. Instead, they popping off, talking is disrespect. And then if the parent has to go up to the school because they rowdy ass kid is acting a fool, this is the one time the parent actually has the kid's best interest at heart. Don't think I don't know what I'm talking about, because I have school teachers as people that I know as friends and associates and people, you know, that I kind of talk to time to time. And sometimes they're reluctant to even call parents because they know the parent gonna come up to the school and act a fool. They stand a better chance at getting through to a knucklehead ass kid than they do a knucklehead ass parent. And we always sit back and wonder, or we don't wonder. We say to ourselves, our school systems suck. They're bad. They this, they that. The school system, we don't have this, we don't have that. The school systems. I tell you what, I made this pledge a long time ago. You give me 15 little girls who want to be something in life. Give me 15 little boys. Give me a 30-person class. 15 little boys, 15 little girls. And let them come to school every day with food in their belly and wanting to learn and wanting to be something in life. And I'll give you 30 graduates who go off and be something special in this world. They don't have to be astronauts. They don't have to be entertainers and all that. They're just going to be productive people in today's society when they get out. It's not the school's fault that your kid going there and ain't learning shit. How often do you sit down with your child at the table and eat with them and even talk about school? How often do you sit down with your kid and help them with their homework? How often do you sit down and do the things that our parents used to do back in our day? I'm not suggesting that it's not going on at all, because if I say to make that assumption is ridiculous, because there's massive kids in school that are doing great, but those aren't the ones we worried about. Those aren't the ones we talk about every day. We wondering why people running around with guns and shit. How many people do you think ripping and running the streets of whatever metropolitan city you want to bring up on the map? I don't care where it is, from Cincinnati to St. Pete to Orlando to wherever, LA, wherever. How many honor roll students do you think are outside playing with guns with their friends? How many? It don't have to be A honor roll. How about the B honor roll? How many kids do you think that are going to school every day, interested in wanting to be something in life, after school, going home and hanging out in the streets with their friends with guns? I'm not suggesting it don't happen. I'm just saying it don't happen enough for where it's an issue that we can have a conversation about it. Like, why are kids on the honor roll and still out here robbing stores and doing shit out here with guns and getting into gunfights and doing drive-bys? That's not what's out here doing that. It's that small percentage. And you know what? Somebody really, I won't even say their name or tell you who they are to me. What up, Hoodie Hood? Call back if you like. But someone very, very close to me said, why do you even care? Why do you even care? And I said, what you mean? They said, well, what? Let them motherfuckers do what they gonna do. Let them shoot and kill and let them do whatever. Let them get locked up. Let them do whatever they gonna do. Let them do what they gonna do. Why does that matter so much to you? You know why it matters so much to me? Because it influences the good kids. It silences the good kids. The kids that really should be the ones that's highlighted, the ones that are really doing the good shit out here in life, you don't talk about them enough. You know what the news talk about? The shootings. They'll give you fast details, assumption details. They'll talk about the shootings. They'll talk about all that old shit. Every once in a while, they'll give you a feel-good story. Now, I don't know if y'all know this or not, but there's a whole lot more feel-good stories out here than there are shootings. So why is that? Why do they highlight all of the shit that's bad and what's going on? I'll tell you why I have a problem with it. It's because, like I told you before, it silences the good people. See, when you're sitting in classroom, and anybody remember this? I don't know. Some of y'all older, and it was kind of cool to get good grades back in our day. I kind of came up in an era where you could be like, you didn't have to be, you wasn't necessarily the whiz kid or no shit like that. But I came up in an era, I'll be honest with you, when I got in like junior high, it wasn't cool to be the smart kid in class. That's when the shit started turning around a little bit, where they were like, oh, look at the teacher's pet, or oh, he think he this, he think he that, or especially the young ladies. You know, it was like, if you got good grades, you was lame. If you wanted to read books and participate in things that were productive in life, you was lame. If you wasn't wearing the flyest tennis shoes and calling girls bitches and all that, you was lame. If you wasn't doing all that bad shit that they turned cool and good, you were lame. If you didn't have no babies on the way at 14 and 15, you're probably gay. Something wrong with you. So this is the reason why I care, because there are children out there, young adults, young kids that are out there being influenced by the cool kids, by the kids that think all that dysfunctional and that craziness that leads them to being nowhere in life. They tend to dictate what's cool, who's cool, all that shit. That's why I care. I care because I know there's a lot of guys. I'm gonna speak for the guys right now. There's a lot of guys in the penitentiary right now that have tremendous futures. And their futures were snatched away from them, not by somebody, but their futures were snatched away from them because they were highly influenced by some shit that they thought was cool, and the influence took over them and made them believe that if they didn't do certain things, or if they wasn't out here doing certain, committing certain acts and shit like that, that they were lame and they wasn't cool. You know what I'm saying? Why? What? The culture is crazy to me. I don't understand. I'm only to blame. I loved Ice Cube. I loved NWA. I loved Pimp C. I loved all that shit when I was a young man. And we infested our children with that bullshit. It produced, we went from MC Light to Sexy Red. We went from Queen Latifah to Lil Momo. The shit is ignorant, it's rude, it's nasty, it's disrespectful, it's ornery, it's everything that I can say that's nasty. And we have taken it in as if it's a regular thing. And you know who get the biggest blowback? People that talk bad about the bad shit. People who tell you the truth about that shit turn out to be the bad guys. Well, the good thing about 2025 is I'm kind of used to being that bad guy, and I don't mind talking about it. That's why I didn't have no problems with y'all when, I didn't have no problem saying what I had to say about Jeezy. That didn't hurt my feelings. And whatever you said about me, about Jeezy and all that didn't hurt my feelings at all. I've been saying this shit for a long time. You know what I'm saying? You know why I feel comfortable in my skin and feel comfortable about having that conversation? Because it was artists like Jeezy and Scarface. It was artists like that made dope dealers in the community. It made us cool. It made dope dealing and all that old shit that y'all see and that y'all don't really want to say nothing about. It made it cool. Y'all don't remember making crack like this, making crack like this. Do you know how easy it was to go get a $50 boulder when we was young? Yeah, some of y'all know what that is. Do you know how easy it was to go get? Some of y'all got pastors to this day that I respect and love that you can go get a $50 boulder from. And you had $200 by the end of the night. And that's what ruled some of our kids, because the music made it cool. We didn't even hide it. We had a sign on our back that said, "I sell dope." We wore keychains, we wore beepers, we wore jewelry. Everything said I'm a street dude. And then we had people that fought for the right to get your hands off him. He ain't do nothing. We contributed to some of the dysfunction that we see today. We contributed to it, bro. Let me go to the phone lines real fast. Good afternoon, caller. This is Wyatt. Who am I speaking with?
Huddy Hud.
Huddy Hud, what's oh shit? I'm talking this all this crazy out in the street shit, and look who called.
Nah, what's happening, cuz?
What's happening with you, bro? What's happening, man? How you feeling?
I'm good, man. How about yourself, man?
I am holding on, my friend. Listen, man. I know that you live in Louisville, and I know they just had a plane crash in Louisville, man. I'm hoping that everything is, other than the people that were there, I don't know where any houses or anything hit.
Cuz let me tell you, man, yesterday was so messed up, man. And I normally leave out the house to take my baby to work, man, at 5 o'clock every day. And if anybody that's listening, man, know the Louisville area, man, when you coming across Waterson Expressway, man, you're right there at the runway. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, I pass that all the time going to Nashville.
Exactly.
I have to go that way when I'm, going to get my, I know exactly what you're talking about.
So, and that part going down that way, down Fern Valley, that's 65 going toward Nashville. But Waterson, that's the other end of the runway. It just so happened, man, they rotate the way the planes take off and the way that they come in. Now, yesterday was a blessing because it could have been a hell of a lot worse than what it was, because the plane actually went past the runway over into the industry, back over there on Grade Lane. But if the planes were taking off the other way, it would have came all the way across the Waterson Expressway. And I could imagine how many people
it would have hit that whole freeway, bro.
When that plane, came barreling across that expressway. It just so happened yesterday that the direction that the planes were taking off was down by the other end of the Waterson Expressway, cuz. And I'm literally, man, like 7 minutes away from there, bro.
That's crazy. So I haven't really been reading up or seen much news on it other than them talking about it's up to like 9 people that's dead now. Have they said anything about what caused it? And I heard this was a cargo plane. So it was a UPS plane. It wasn't a passenger plane, but it still hit some places, I believe, that caused the death of some people that was on the ground.
It did, man. Well, they still doing some tallies, man. They still got it's been all on the news all morning, all night. They still got some people that's unaccounted for. Of course, it was major, man. I got some videos that's been surfacing up on the internet, man. And bruh, it's crazy, man. The highways was shut down for a while. Waterson Expressway was shut down for a while. Like I said, I was going right past. I was on the opposite end of the runway, man, when we could see all the smoke down all the way on the other end, because there were actually 2 planes still in line trying to take off. But of course, that was shut down for the rest of the day, man.
Right,
but
right. So I'm glad that y'all are you and I'm
it
glad
took me
y'all
2
good.
hours it took me 2 hours, man, to get home from a 30-minute ride, bro. It took me 2 hours to get home from a 30-minute ride.
No, I can imagine. I mean, that's a horrible thing, bro. I mean, that is dangerous. It's kind of scary. I know that expressway way too well because I go that way from Cincinnati. When we would drive from Cincinnati to Nashville, you have to go that way. You know what? Not only is it like UPS and all that, there's big factories, not factories, but like manufacturing plants over there as well.
Exactly.
And a carnival setting. I don't know what that is, but like it's not Six Flags, nothing like that. But there's the convention center is over that way.
That's right over there next to Kentucky Kingdom. And like I said, man, if the plane had been, instead of going the way that it went, if it was taken off the other way, half of that shit would have probably went right across the expressway, right over
Yep.
into the expo and Kentucky Kingdom,
That's
man.
what it is. The expo. That's the convention center, right?
Yeah, but it's
Yeah.
right across the street from the the runway, man.
Yeah, that could have been a tragedy, bro. A lot of people on here probably know exactly what we're talking about because they travel. I think you even, I don't know if you go to Atlanta that way too, but I do know you go that way to get to Nashville, damn it. And I've taken that road quite a few times in the last probably 2 years, 3 years since school. But yeah, man, I'm an answer to why it even occurred. It's tragic, but I've always wondered, and I travel a lot because I'm in the sky a lot. But my problem, I think like that too much. Like, yeah, is this gonna be one out of 3,000? Because what a lot of people don't know, Huddy Hud, is as we speak right now, well, maybe not right this second because of the air traffic controller situation, but on an average day, there's 2,500 to 3,000 airplanes in the sky at one time, like now. You feel me?
Oh, yeah.
So you would wonder, why isn't there more situations like this with so much traffic going on in the sky? You know what I'm saying? It's like we have millions of cars on the road, and there's probably an accident every 5 or 6 minutes. You would wonder, you would think that there would be more air traffic problems because of it being so busy and so congested in the sky.
You thinking like you going down Vine Street and you got wall to wall traffic, but if you looking up in the sky with all them planes, you'd be like, damn.
Right.
It's like that for real.
Right. Now let me ask you something, bro. I want to ask, can I put you on the spot for a hot second if you don't mind?
Come on with it. I'm cool with that.
I've never done this, but I just got to ask you a question about a time, if you remember this time that we had one day. And this is way off the script. All right.
Oh, shit.
I know, right? Because sometimes it's only certain people on here that I owe this to. I don't owe it to everybody. You feel me? I don't care who think what and whatever. You know me, Hud. You know me. You've been knowing me since I was a baby. But do you remember that New Year's time that we was over like my granny house, your aunt's house, and we went out one night and your little ride, I don't remember what kind of car it was, but we had the 2 little chicks and
it was a Buick Skylark.
Damn, you would remember this shit, I'm sure. Bro, can you even guess? Take one stab. How old was I, would you think? I mean, how old do you think I was?
About 12 or 13.
So let me ask you something, cuz. If I'm 12 and I'm 13, what am I doing with Mad Dog 50/50 and some chicks? Why you got me out there like what was that, bro?
Because, man, it was New Year's. You wanted to hang with your big cousin. I'm lightweight, flippity fly at that time. Had my little ride. I was young, doing my little thing. You wanted to hang.
I always wanted to hang. I always wanted to hang with all of y'all.
I know, but a lot of times you was too young, even when cuz used to take us fishing. Now, little Randy, you can't go this time. You ain't ready yet.
They never let me go. And you know what? I'll be honest with you, bro. I never wanted to go after y'all came back and Drac fell in the water and fucked his leg up. I never wanted to go after that. Y'all couldn't. Cuz even bought me a fishing pole. And I ain't no fishing type dude, bro. I don't do lakes and shit like that. I'm a brick dude. I walk bricks. I don't really, what I'm saying? I ain't never really been no go hunting and shooting shit or playing out in the woods. I never really was that. I was a city guy. But
all he did, man, he just slipped on some rocks, man, and cut his foot.
Yeah,
man.
well, I was thinking he fell in the water and got bit by something. You know what I'm saying? That's what I was thinking. But I don't know, bro. But anyway, man, I just wanted to let people know that you were a bad influence in my life.
Damn. But yeah, I do remember that though.
I'm just playing, cuz. I'm just fucking with you.
I know, man, you wanted to hang so bad. And I asked Denise, I said, Denise, can Randy go with me for a little while?
She didn't know where I was going.
She said, where you going? I said, we probably just go up to Eden Park for a minute and just hang out for a little while. She finally said, okay. And we hopped in the ride, man. And was rolling up Montgomery Road, pulled up on these two little honeys. I
I'm
snatched
12.
them up and
I'm
went to the
12.
little store, got our little drink and shit, and it was on and popping
Y'all
after
see
that.
why I'm so messed up out here these days? When you got people like this in your life, when you got influence like this, you ain't gonna be shit in life.
Yeah, but look how you turned out though, cuz.
Well, but still, I mean, everybody don't have those opportunities to see the wrong that's going on and shit. I just happen to be, I said no a lot of times growing up, bro. I could have been, I was supposed to have been in the penitentiary a long time ago.
Yeah.
You know that. But it's about choices and picking and choosing and, how you maneuver out in this jungle, bro. That's what it's all about.
Exactly. That's just like you were saying about what's going on out here today,
Nah,
man. There's
Jerica,
choices.
this ain't the one. It was his brother. Someone asked, is this the cousin? And you'll know what I'm talking about, Hoodie Hood. He said, is this the one cousin who was finessing and beating women?
No.
That's not funny, but I'm just saying, I laugh because he can tell you some stories. I ain't going to put that shit out there like that. I told you what I told you. But Hoodie Hood got better, not better, but he got more information on stuff like that. This is not the one. He was a bad influence on me in a different
kind of stories, man. Them kind of stories, man, might get your show shut down, bro.
I know, and that's but here's the thing, bro. Every time I try, and because you know me better than almost anybody. Anytime I have a discussion on the show, bro, you know that I don't be on some bullshit. I'm telling you some shit from experience.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? From being out there and doing certain things and seeing certain things. And I know the choices that people have. And when you say, when people be out here talking about, oh, he was forced in the game, he couldn't do, not me. I'm talking about when people say they didn't have no choice. They didn't, Dina said, tell us, Hood.
Yeah, you got choices, man. I mean, even though the deck may not be in your favor, I was dealt a wicked hand of cards and shit.
I know.
You know that, cuz.
I know that.
My deck was kind of stacked when Mom was alive doing her thing in Cali, man.
Can I tell people what your deck? Can I tell people you okay? Can I say? Can I say it?
I'm cool with it, man.
This is a man who walked in. See, this is why I do what I do sometimes, Hood, because I talk about women being abused and things of that nature. This is a man whose mom was out in California making a living as a model, doing a little bit of runway and model and commercials and stuff like that out in California. My cousin Nellie, she was the star of the family. Well, a absolute monster of a man that she was involved with ended her life.
I'm gonna just say this.
And
some of that, if I can't have you, nobody can.
Right.
Killed her and killed herself.
An abusive man. But Hoodie Hood walked in to see his mom shot in the head. And the guy who shot her laying there as well. And that type of shit traumatizes kids. And that type of stuff make people make different type of decisions out here. So, I mean, I'm not going to say all the details. I just wanted to put it in a small nutshell of what actually happened. And that was one of the reasons why, when you lose your mom at that young of an age, there's a whole lot of stuff that go on out here in this world. And you get, you and y'all used to fight a lot, I mean,
you get caught up, man, because you had that attitude like, shit, I don't give a fuck. Something was taken from me that precious, my mom. So I had the mindset, well, I'm just going to take what is owed to me.
But you know
That's
what?
How I felt.
I know exactly how you feel. That's why, you and Drac had a big part of why I felt the way I did when my mom would be dating dudes and when they would put hands on my mother, I would always be afraid that the shit that happened to you was going to happen to me. You probably never knew that. But I used to say that shit to myself, like, I ain't no way I'm about to be in this shit like Hood. That's why I used to fight Leon all the time.
Yeah, I know.
Not Leon, Donna, not nephew Dion, but
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. Now Donna know another Leon that we all know. I'm talking about him. I'm talking about another Leon that my mother used to mess with, and he was abusive. But he was manipulative, abusive, and then it got physical. And people used to think I was crazy because I would fight the motherfucker. And they didn't know because he was one of them fake ass deacons and shit in the church later on in life. You feel me, Hood? Like he praying and doing all this old shit and got this old front. I don't like motherfuckers like that. I just be who you gonna be. You know what I'm saying? If you want to be a woman, if you want to be a woman abuser, let everybody know you beat women. Don't be out
That's
here
it.
trying to act like I'm a F up out here in school. I'm a F up because I'm fighting you in broad daylight. You know what you did last night. You know you put a bruise on my mama. Now you got to pay for that. You feel me? We gonna thump just for that. You feel me? So but what happens is then they want to send you and say you got psychological problems for some shit that they doing. You feel me? I was afraid that I was gonna run into what you ran into as a kid, bro.
Right. I mean, I was jacked up in the mind for a long time, man. I ain't care, didn't give a fuck about nothing or nobody. You know, we grew up, man. You know the troubles and shit that I got in, but
yeah. I mean, sometimes I was with you, but you wouldn't let me get in trouble. That's what I there were some things that we did, and I never say it, now, but you know what I'm saying, bro. There's some shit that we did, and I knew better,
right?
But I just, bro, look, that's why I get the way I get about people that's out here doing. Some people think that, oh, you did it, so you ain't got no room to talk. No, that's not how shit work. I think you should say something when you know it's wrong. And just because maybe you didn't go face the same penalties that other people went and faced, that you don't have any room to talk, that's bullshit. No, I think that people
got your own story to tell. It's better to tell your story than let somebody else tell it for you.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I just don't like when people get up in this sad ass story about people don't have other options or don't have stories, like they don't have other options, so they went that way, and now we feel sorry for the person that went that way. Like I understand why some people make these decisions, but I don't want people to fall in this trap of that's why everybody is doing that. You see what I'm saying? Look, bro, I say this all the time, Hoodie Hood. Not one of my friends who went to the penitentiary for selling dope, not none of them was on the verge of being evicted from metropolitan housing. Not one of them didn't have no damn government cheese sitting at the door like all of us. Everybody was eating. A lot of us picked a life of crime because it was prestigious and it was fast money and it was things that they chose to want to do because it was a lifestyle. It was not necessarily there because that was the only means of making money. And some people, that's the story people tell in order to make up an excuse of why they doing what they doing. Everybody didn't walk in, Hoodie Hood. No disrespect to my cousin Nelly and no disrespect to you, brother, but not everybody walked in and seen their mom shot by someone.
Nah.
You see what I'm saying? That's not everybody's fucking story.
Nah, it ain't, man. It ain't. And this shit happened like the day before Thanksgiving, man. So Thanksgiving's always been, bad time for me, cuz you know that.
I understand,
but
bro.
I think this year, man, since my pops just passed away in January, I think I'm gonna go to Cincinnati, man, and be with my stepmom, and she wants all of the siblings, the grandkids, and everybody to come over for Thanksgiving, man. So I think I'm gonna do that.
I'll be in Cincinnati for Thanksgiving, bro. We got a link.
Yeah, man, definitely, man. I even a couple of weekends ago, man, I hollered at Skillet, man. I was
well, I just seen him because he went to my sister-in-law's funeral, which is his aunt.
Okay.
Yeah, we had the funeral last week on Tuesday. And we hollered and talked. I mean, that's my nephew. So,
Yeah. Sorry for your loss though, cuz I didn't know, man.
Yeah, it's all good. But I just talked to him. Wanted to let you know that. We'll chat. Let's chop it up after the show sometime, okay?
All right, man. Well, shit, let me get out here, man. I'm making me a spaghetti bake for dinner, man. I'm gonna go check my food,
just
man.
To let everybody know, I'm gonna say this on the air and then I'm gonna hang up because you're gonna be mad when I say it. You ain't gonna be mad. You're gonna trip out. This is the dude that taught me how to make a break. I didn't learn how to make a break in the penitentiary.
All right, that's homemade though, baby. It's a little different when you make it at home than behind bars.
I wouldn't know. I would not know. But thanks, Hood. Hey, I appreciate you, bro. Thanks for putting that roughness in me, bro. Listen, regardless of what we went through as children and how you played a pivotal role in my life. Okay, you made me tough, bro. When we went out to Lincoln Heights to go with Uncle, well, he was Uncle Sonny to you, but he was my granddaddy. Yeah. I didn't play that shit, bro. You remember the time We was playing Killer Man, bro, and motherfucker hit me out of bounds and tried to really kill me. So it was time to fight, and y'all all had my back all the time. So I appreciate it, bro.
You was little Randy, man. How could we come home, man, and you all broke up, man? Your mom and hey Marlene, they wasn't gonna allow that, man. We couldn't have came home and you was all broke up and we laughing like, hi, Randy got tackled. Woo, woo, woo.
Well, it wasn't a tackle. It was the tackle. Yeah, it pissed me off. But
yeah,
you know, I was mad at the motherfucker because you know, being little and all that old shit. People used to think, let's hit. You know, see.
It was the way the nigga tackled you is what set that shit.
All that, and them laughing and shit, bro. We got the thump for that. We got to fight for that. But I appreciate all y'all having my backs for that, bro. And that go a long, that go a long way with me.
No doubt.
Appreciate you, bro. Talk to you soon, man.
All right, man. Peace.
All right, love. Sometimes, man, it's just I am very blessed, like a lot of us. I'm truly blessed to be able to tell you some of the stories and be here and say the things. And it's important that you know my background. It's important that you know why I say. It's important that you know who I am so you'll understand why my perspectives are what they are. I'm conservative, but I mean, shit. I'm conservative in the ways that if I was conservative growing up, I would not have these stories to tell you. Like, well, I shouldn't say that because I was. You know what I'm saying? I was a guy that just didn't pick, like at 12 years old, ripping and running with my cousins and shit like that. I'm doing what they do, but I'm still sitting some of those trips out. Like, yeah, you know what? I ain't gonna test my luck with God. Them motherfuckers about to go to the Eden Park, and you know those are what was it? Evanston boys. And I ain't trying to be out there with the Evanston boys, and now I gotta run into, you know, them dudes from Madisonville, and then they get into a fight, dude gets stabbed, couple people catch cases. I'm not gonna be part of that. I know better. I ain't trying to make that, you know, I ain't down like that. I'm not down like that. I ain't trying to catch no case, and I ain't trying to be the one that's seen some shit. I don't want to witness nothing. None of that. But I think it's important that you know, because some people, you know, they don't know. They let certain things fool them. They make them, they more importantly, they let other people influence their perspective of who you are and what you do. Oh, that punk ass dude. I got a guy right now that don't like me. I shouldn't even say this shit. I'm on a roll right now of this crazy shit. He don't like me because his woman watches the show and she enjoys the show. Okay. So, and he's a prominent dude to y'all. Y'all fuck with this dude, like really rock with him. Y'all really think he's special. I ain't gonna say his name. This is why I understand what E-Man be talking about. Okay. Because y'all don't really know some of the people that y'all be, you know, who y'all really think is who I don't know. Anyway, this dude then said some shit like, get this man out my business because of the shit that I'm talking about on the show. And I'm saying to myself, I'm saying to myself, I ain't in your business, bro. It's just the shit that I talk about, like shit like this. When I say, how y'all gonna be out here talking about take care of black women and protect black women and black women, this and this and that, and you ain't never been married to one. You the best protection you can give a black woman is to marry one. The best protection you can give a woman that look like you is to be a man in her life and take care of her needs and wants and be a king. How you gonna call yourself a king and you ain't got nothing but a bunch of... So this man getting mad at me because his woman is watching the show and enjoying it and understanding that the shit that I'm talking about, maybe the shoe fit on his foot. And they reaching out and going back and forth. I'm not involved in their little shit, but I'll say this to you, and they may be watching right now. I don't know. And I don't mean any disrespect. I'm just telling you how fucked up we are sometimes. People hate you so bad, they'll say some ridiculous shit like this. You'll call me a F, like flag, take the L off. You'll call me that, but now you think I'm hitting your woman. Like, you see how stupid that is. Like, you'll call me a derogatory, like a homosexual or some old bullshit like that. But then in the back of your mind, you don't like me because you think I'm smashing her. Make that make sense. I don't want to sound like my brother Dre, but make that shit make sense, bro. That's how delusional some people are. And these are the people that you really think are smart out here in your community. These are considered to be leaders in your community. Ain't got a dime to piss in, walking around here looking like they got it all, looking like they got their shit together, and got y'all food. That's why I rock with E, because he told y'all, like, man, I expose all this bullshit. And I could too, but I'm not. I don't care. Look, I ain't never crashed a party. I've never tore a party up. I ain't never stopped nobody from getting no money. Just don't bring that foolishness to me. Because once it come over here, once the toothpaste come out of the bottle, baby, there's no way I can force it back in. So when I start talking, or if I start telling y'all the truth about some of these motherfuckers that's lying about me, sometimes you need my people to come on here and tell you, yeah, he was a little different. You need my cousin. You need some people to hear them stories. You know what I'm saying? You need to hear that. So you won't think that I'm just some dude that fell out the 4th floor window at Laura Holmes and just started doing a podcast. Now, I've been around. I've been places. I didn't live in some cities that a lot of these cats that think they rough and tough in some of these neighborhoods, they wouldn't even survive there. Now, I ain't saying I was a street dude. Everybody know my claim to fame is not being a street dude. My claim to fame is being raised by wolves and being able to survive it. As nice as my cousin Huddy Hood sound on the podcast, he was a wolf. He was a wolf. And some of them wolves, they protect you. Now, let me leave that alone. Jack said, is this girl even smashable? Not for me, because I'm married. But if I wasn't married, I'd do it just to fuck with him. Now that's as honest as I can be, right? Y'all like honest. Y'all like honesty. All right. I'm gonna take this phone call. Then I want to talk a little bit about the election, and what I want to talk about is my brother Stefan, and then I want my man. Can somebody tag what's Lynch's? He might be watching because he know he owe down. Lynch the 4th. I think it's the 4th. It's a lot of numbers. There's a lot of Roman numerals after their names. Matter of fact, let me just say this. Shout out to Pastor Damon Lynch. He happened to be at my sister-in-law's. I came to Cincinnati and he was in my sister-in-law. They had it at his church. Her funeral was at his church. And thank you. Got an opportunity to shake his hand, say hello. And, I appreciate it. I mean, my sister-in-law did the sermon, but he did participate, and his name was in the obituary. And I'll be honest with you, I'm assuming, and I gotta make some type of light of this, but what is it? Prospect Baptist Church. I'm assuming that's just where we go. That's where the black folks go to have their funerals. Everybody from my childhood friends to my sister-in-law here recently, like last week, has had their funeral there. And Monty Rock, Montez Johnson had his funeral there. I think everybody that in the last few years, New Prospect. Thank you, Darnell. New Prospect. And it's a nice setup. Let me just say this to you. I was very impressed at the fact that there was a lot going on there. Like when I went to the restroom downstairs, they have a facility for children, like a daycare, school. Man, I didn't realize it was like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? I hear a lot of people having problems with churches. Why the church don't do this? Why the church don't do that? And I'm saying to myself, like, damn, why do they want the church to do so much for the people when the people don't really do much for the church? And then when the church asks the people to do for them, now it's the fucking preachers that's pimping the people. That's not fair. You can't have it both ways. The church don't get free money. They may be tax free, but they still have to earn a living. To do a funeral is not free for the church. When they go and put the key in the door to open the church, as soon as they hit a switch, it start costing them money. As soon as they cut the electric on and you in that bright ass room and you got the heat or the air conditioning on, the church is now, they're now spending money. Soon as the organ player go over there and cut the organ on and start hitting the keys and shit, who's going to compensate him or her? Man, y'all kill me. Look, if the preacher want to drive a Cadillac or a Lincoln, it could be a limousine. I don't care. That's what his job is. Why do we get so caught up in how much preachers make? Now, there's a difference between a preacher that's talking about put 1,000 in the plate. And if you don't do that, you try to make someone feel guilty. We ain't talking about that. I'm talking about normal neighborhood churches. We expect so much from these churches, but what do we give back to the church? We barely go. Now, if you want to know my qualifications for having that conversation, I grew up in a Baptist church, but my kids went to Catholic school. You know the difference between the Catholic situation? Now, we could say all the derogatory shit that we want, but what's in the open air is what I've noticed. I didn't understand what volunteering was about until I became a parent and put my kids in Catholic school. Now I'm doing carnivals, food fests, doing all these different things to raise money for the church, giving back, spending time. The kids are sponsoring or running races to collect 1Ks and 5Ks to put money back into the church. And then the church is taking care and feeding people. It's a give, take relationship. So whenever, I have mixed emotions when people start talking bad about churches. I'm like, whoa, wait a minute, slow down. When did the church become bad? Even if you get a bad pastor, I've seen bad pastors, I've seen pimps, I've seen, hustlers in the pulpit. I've seen it, but that don't make the church bad. All right. And the principles of it, where we're supposed to be. If we were living by the concept of the church, a lot of things and a lot of the decisions that we make, we wouldn't make them. So let's not tear down our institutions that's trying to steer us in the right directions of how to be in life. That's not fair. So I want to say this to Pastor Lynch and all the rest of the pastors of the city. Just do what you do. Just do what you do. And those that criticize and don't understand the process or don't want to believe in certain things, that's fine. Okay, it is what it is. And sometimes y'all got to understand, church is meant for different people for different things. It's not all the same for everybody. The one thing that's in common with the church, it's a moral compass. The church is really a moral compass. It's supposed to sit you in a place morally where you'll make better decisions. That's what it's meant to do. Whether you're reading the scriptures, following the scriptures, or whatever, the purpose of the church is to be there to be your moral compass. That's my interpretation. That's me. That don't mean that everybody feels the way that I feel about that. All right. Let me go to the phone lines real fast, if you don't mind. Good afternoon, caller. This is Wyatt. Who am I speaking with? Caller, you there?
Caller. Yes, sir. This is CK.
CK, how you doing, bro?
Hey, man, I'm doing good, man. This
Wait a
man, I
minute.
was listening
Wait
to
a
your
minute.
platform.
Wait a minute. Don't do that. You
What?
just changed your voice. You said, "Hey, man, this is CK." I said, "CK, what's up?" Then you went into this character.
No, my bad, man. You
Okay,
know,
there go to CK. I know right there. What's on your mind,
damn,
bro?
that
What?
boy got too many personalities to keep up with. Don't he? What's going on inside?
What's good with you, bro? What's on your mind today?
Man, I was listening to your platform, man. It was good. It was good. I was listening to it, man. I liked it, man. I liked it, man. I seen you on. You know, I need a little inspiration because I'm about to go on in there. You know, I just paid that rent.
You about to go in where?
Going to the job.
Oh, okay.
But I just paid that rent. So you know, you know how that feel. Pockets on E.
Pockets on E because you just first of the month rough for a lot of people. If you seen what my payroll is, I don't like the first of the month either because it's always bonus. It's like I just paid out bonuses for the month, for the previous month, and things like especially first of the month tough for a lot of people. That's when bills are due.
Oh, you out here, you got payroll, you got to take care of your business.
Yeah, I've been doing that for a little while now in my life.
That's good living, man. I ain't never made it to that entrepreneur status.
That's okay. I mean, if that's what if you truly want to do that, I mean, it's there to be done. It doesn't matter. But what's up with you though, bro? What's happening?
Now, I just wanted to talk to you about the Who They Bengals, man, and the great play of their backup Flacco, and wanted to see how you feel about how good he did out there.
You got the Bengals out of what I've been talking about today?
Huh?
He said, I said, you got Bengals out of what I've been talking about today? The Bengals came to mind?
No, I heard you talking. Man, my bad. I heard you talking about them, but I ain't get to holler at you, man, about them because, man, you wasn't on the air. I think Monday. But yeah, my bad,
I
man.
was here. I've been here every day this week.
You wasn't on there Monday?
I think I was. I'm pretty sure I was here Monday. That was the day before yesterday. I was here yesterday, the day before yesterday, and here I is on Wednesday. Here I is.
I missed you, man. That day, man. I think you went off early or something. You might have had to leave or something, man.
No,
but you was talking about
the great thing about being on these platforms, you can always go back and listen, and you can always go back to the show. Go get it on Facebook or YouTube or Twitch or one of those. You can always go back and listen. It was a really good. I thought it was a good show.
Now you have to understand when you get like the therapy sessions, it's not really therapy in the moment. It's therapy when you, like you said, when you go back and listen. Like right now, you giving me advice, but I'm not getting therapized until I re-listen. That's when it really sinking in. Like the advice sinks in because when you're talking, you're not really getting it, but when you listen to the therapy session, then it becomes therapy. You see what I mean?
Kind of.
Yeah, like if you get okay, I have rewatched your videos and then it really sinks in what you're saying because you're really, you're getting both sides. It's not just me listening. It's like you listening to both.
Yeah,
you're not really listening to both when you're having a conversation.
I feel you, bro. I think you threw me off when you hit me with the therapy session. That threw me off.
Yeah. No, that's what I was telling y'all therapists, y'all unlicensed therapists by doing podcasts and taking phone calls from the public. You were like an involuntary therapy.
Ooh, okay. I never thought of
the guys, look at how retarded the people that call your station.
Yeah,
like
all 3 or 4 of you. You might have a point there.
There you go. He's like, I know when we call you, you be like, here we go. It'd be like that. Like, so, I just appreciate, y'all did a lot for me. You see how good I'm doing. So I'm just trying to, I just holler at you for inspiration because everything you be talking about is getting money, taking care of the fam. What more can you ask from a podcast? Wyatt Live is for me. Okay. He getting money, fatherhood, husband, and he talking about the black community fixing the violence. Well, that's what I call to promote your program.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I mean,
yes, sir.
I don't think everybody
y'all, man. Thank you, man.
But it's cool. Thank you. I appreciate it. If that's what you get out of it and it's taking you in a better direction. Now, I got to ask you a question before you piece us out of here, okay?
Yes, sir.
How's you and the old girl doing? Y'all good?
Oh man, yeah, bliss, honeymoon bliss.
Still
Now it's at
good?
the time. Yeah, honeymoon bliss. It's like it's just
Woo,
a time where I had to behave myself.
woo. What? Oh, come
I
on,
said,
CK.
yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. I haven't had this. You've had it. You've been living this for years.
Yeah, but
I ain't had this. This
but
is
that
an adjustment for me, sir.
okay. But is it difficult?
Yes, I'm not used to being wanted by women like you.
Wait a minute, hold on. Wait a minute. Women like me? Or you mean women like her? You're not used to
I said I'm not used to you know how women be wanting you and lusting after you. I'm not used to women wanting me like they be like yo ass.
that's
So
not that ain't
this
wait a
is
minute.
a
Hold on. Hold on. Hold on.
new thing
I
for
don't
me.
think you mean what you're saying. I think you mean it a different way, and I could be wrong. Um, I think what you're saying is you're not used to a woman being into you. Um, and it's kind of is it difficult for you to actually be loved, CK?
Yeah. No, I'm talking about dealing with the temptation of the world around.
Okay, so
Now you
now
got,
it's not
when you
really
become a star, you got this business and you on podcasts, you wearing these suits, other women become attracted. So now you have to show discipline and not mess with all the women. That's the part that's hard. When
no
when
that's
success
not
comes
hard.
to women.
That's not hard. That's not hard. You have
It's not hard for you because you've been in it for years.
no, no, no. It never really. Well, I shouldn't say it never really was hard. It's just a matter of your priorities. See, I understand the things that defeat success. If you
Yes.
understand what defeats success, you don't indulge in it. It's
Right,
like the
right.
reason why I don't do drugs. It's not because I don't think they taste good or feel good. It's because I know they are a dead end for success.
And the story, that's why I called you. My brain don't work. Walter Payton's sister. What a freaking story you told
That
yesterday.
that was
Nobody could have predicted that.
that was crazy. That was
That was
crazy.
crazy. When they pulled up in the gold on
Jaguar.
Vogues.
Wait,
Let me pull up with the gold on Vogues. But then nobody couldn't predict it. We like, he a heartbroken 15-year-old.
yeah, I
I,
was, yeah, I was heartbroken because my next Miss Parker, everybody was like Miss Parker, yeah, like Miss Parker in the neighborhood. I had a little thing for Miss Parker in the neighborhood, and come find out when I seen a dude go knock on the door, it was night, it was dark time, so it was
mhm.
he knocked on the door and it was a big Jaguar outside, and I'm like, oh yeah, she's supposed to be with dudes that got money like that. And
Right.
you know what I'm saying? And it broke my heart, bro. You know what I'm
But
saying?
like you said, that's the great story is you went from heartbroken to in there like swimwear. Because remember now you get hey, how your brother doing? Hey, the brother hey, that's my favorite football player. Are you serious?
Yeah, I never seen him after that night again, except for the next day. No, actually, that was a Friday night because I was really trying to link up with him on Saturday, but they can't get out of the hotels and stuff. And I didn't get a chance to see him ever again in life, other than on Sunday. I seen him on the field. That was it. And then after that, I would always try to go over to Miss Parker's house and see if I could. That was my excuse to try to get a hold of him, was to go over there. So I was killing two birds with one stone. I got an opportunity to see Miss Parker, and then I got an opportunity to try to reach out to her brother, which was Walter Payton.
And y'all became close friends after that, you and her?
No, I ain't even gonna lie. I really I was trying, but bro, like my mama and her was cool, and it was one of them things where, I was young, bro. Maybe if
She couldn't do nothing though, because she
there
was
you
friends
go.
with your mama.
You now you're going in the right direction.
Damn, don't you hate that shit? Like I'm that close, but I'm far as hell.
Because we all as young dudes, I won't say as young as 14 that I was, we all pretty much had an older woman in our life somewhere. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't 14, 15, but I was cooking early. Yeah, but and my one of my yeah, I had an older one or two in life when I was a younger dude. Yeah. So, but
Yeah,
Miss Parker wasn't
man,
it
that was a
because
great one, man. I called you to tell you about that. I'm glad I remembered that, man. That's what I was calling you for, because like I heard that story, then you got off the air. I was like, yeah, I got to hit him up. But it's hard to remember. That's why you got to rewatch. But I watched you yesterday after you was gone. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got you. Regina said,
hell
what are
yeah,
y'all
man.
talking about? We talking about something from yesterday, Regina. I'm sorry.
Sorry, Regina. I appreciate. Hey, man, but that's it. That's all I wanted to
That's
holler
all
at
you
you about
got?
that Walter Payton story. That was a great story, man. You got to keep telling that to the people, man.
All right,
That's
brother.
that's good.
I appreciate you. Thanks for
Yes,
tuning in
sir.
with us.
Thank you, brother.
Thanks, man. Thanks for engaging with us. All right, man. Let me get to something real fast because I only have a few minutes left. Yesterday in the city of Cincinnati, there was an election, and I don't think. I mean, all right, Hoodie Hood. I think he's already gone. I don't think that it was a shock to anyone, unless you wanted to be shocked, or you wanted to be surprised, or you wanted to act, like you didn't know how the system actually works. I mean, Cincinnati has been a Democrat city for decades. There was no way in hell Corey Bowman was going to win that race. It was just no way in hell that it was never even an issue. I said it yesterday on yesterday's show. I said, I already know how this is going to play out. The only people that I didn't know anything about was the city council race itself. I'll be honest with you. I had not a clue how that was going to turn out with the city council run. The only people that I was rooting for, I mean, the other ones don't need they don't need they don't need my help. You know what I'm saying? They in a circle. They don't need me. All right. And they don't care what I say or how I feel either. And that's Gucci. That's all fine. It's not even about that. My thing is be fair. I don't know if the system of voting is fair in Cincinnati for everyone. I'm even talking about for Democrats. I just don't know if it's fair. And I think some of you guys in Cincinnati realize just how off balance. It's really a popularity contest. It's really who has the most juice and who has the influence, the most influence. Those are the ones that are going. And it's that way. I ain't got it. You know what? Here's the thing. I would be lying to you if I said I don't have a problem with that. But I do have a clear understanding of it being that way. But what I'll say to you is what I said. What was it? I don't know if AK-47 is here. Was it 2 years ago? I said it yesterday, and I'll say it again today. What I said 2 years ago, and that was, you got everybody you want. The council looks exactly the way you need it to look. So now let's see what they do for you. I ain't mad at anybody that won. Matter of fact, congratulations. I just wanted to see some different people in there because I think that these particular people might make some other people understand. I did kind of step out there and say I wanted Stefan Pryor to win, and it was not for the chaos. I mean, of course, it would have been a show, but I wanted him to be that voice in there of non-politician, not polished as a politician. I wanted him to be the one that go in there and say, I've been trying to get that shit done, but they don't want to hear me in here, or that's not on their agenda, or they probably would have polished him up a little bit and taught him how to say certain things when certain questions was asked, but I don't know if he would have went for that. So they made it difficult for him to win. I know y'all gonna think that I'm on some bullshit because I said they made it difficult for him to win, but there's stories out there about what was going on, how he was getting played. There's stories out there about that, and it was by some of y'all prominent people. Why is he, if he's a Democrat, why is he a threat to those folks, for them? Why is he a threat? Y'all all on the same team, or are you? Why would they not want someone like Stefan Pryor? Democrats, I'll be honest with you, Democrats are about the people more than the Republicans are. When it comes down to the people's interest and what the people really want and spending money on the people and being there for the people, yeah, the Democrats go hard on that. Okay? Stefan Pryor, tell me something that's outside of the realms of him being that. That's exactly who he is. That's why said, I like Stephon Pryor. Okay. He may have the same story, but he may say it a different kind of way. He may not be as articulate in certain areas when he's trying to get a point across. He laughs and, it sounds like he's not serious. But I didn't see anybody else out there with cameras walking around Cincinnati, taking on issues and asking questions. I didn't see anybody else doing that. Don't you want somebody that have a camera going in the neighborhoods, showing you some of the issues with the bridges and what's going on with the money and people being thrown out of their properties and stuff like that? Don't you want somebody in the office that'll pose those type of questions? And now y'all get the answers. Oh, Stephon was just on some bullshit. Everything he was saying was a lie. Now we know it ain't true, because he got in the office and it's been exposed. But what if he would have got in there and been able to pull the rug or pull the sheet off of all that shit that he's been talking about? Why would you not want somebody like that in there? And I know he got a few votes. He did well. He did well. But I don't think it was fair. Now, if I say that about some people in the other party, I think I'm a Trumpster. But I'll say that in good faith about Stephon Pryor as well. I think that he was climbing a mountain of a hill because he's not part of that circle. Y'all think they love to give that man, what is it, 2 minutes or 3 minutes, 2 minutes of conversation when council open and they let the public come to the microphone and he says the things that he says out loud? Some of us, you can make somebody look crazy if you talk about them bad long enough. Everybody will think a person crazy. You see what I'm saying? You can make somebody like a Stephon Pryor. You can make somebody like a Wyatt. You can make somebody like a Emmanuel. You can make anybody look crazy if you talk about them long enough. You can turn them into a liar, a cheat, a bank robber. You can turn them into anything. I just thought that Stephon Pryor would have been a little bit different. He would have been a different pace than what a lot of people are used to. I don't think that the Smithermans and all those guys would have changed anything. They would have been against it. It just would have been a cluster. It would have been one of them things where everybody would have tried to outshine one another. It would have been one of them type of things. But I'll go back to my original point. Just like a couple years ago when I said it, you got everything. You got all Democrats for city council. You got a Democrat mayor. Your city manager, I'm pretty sure, is a Democrat. You have everything you need to be able to be successful in your city to do what you need. You had it 2 years ago. You had it the year prior to that. You've always had it. So why is it that you find one piece every year or attach yourself to one chaotic situation every year to excuse what you're not getting? Vernon Jordan said there were 26 candidates for the city council on the ballot. 17 of them didn't get elected. Everyone can't win. I agree. Here's what I didn't understand, and correct me if I'm wrong, Vernon. Don't you have to have 500 signatures to even qualify? To even qualify to be on the ballot, don't you have to have 500 signatures? So someone answer this, riddle me this, Batman. How the hell do you get 500 signatures to get on the ballot and not get any votes? There were people that had a 0%. How does that happen? There was a couple people, there was one guy or girl, I don't remember, I just looked at it on the news, had 36 votes. You can't get 500? It took you 500 people to sign your paper to let you even be a participant in the run. There were people on the ballot, I never heard their name. They never advertised. They didn't even have a yard sign up. What was the point of that? You trying to tell me those were serious candidates for city council? No, it's to make things stretch out. Maybe they'll steal a few votes. Maybe they won't. It worked out in some cases. Maybe I don't know. I'm not suggesting it was a conspiracy. I'm just saying, how do you go out and get 500 signatures for you to be on the ballot, but you don't get one vote? I thought that was weird. Now, you want to hear some crazier shit, and I know I'm probably going to get a little blowback for this one, and it's not that I'm being disrespectful. I just want to be honest and say, Kevin Farmer, he did a lot better than I thought he would, but he didn't do enough to pay off. I don't have to pay off a bet. So somebody let Damon Lynch the fourth, I believe it is. That's the numbers that's under. Let him know he owed down. He owed down. I told you he wasn't going to get 1% of the vote. He wasn't going to get 1%. And then he went to jail. Oh, come on, bro. It was way too much. It was way too much going on. And I'm going to just put it out there. This shows you how some people can take this voting thing just way too, they're just not serious at all. How could you not have someone like Lakita Cole on your city council? And I don't know exactly how many votes she had, but how does Kevin Farmer get 600 people, close to 700 people to vote for him? How could you possibly take this shit serious? And I don't mean it in a disrespectful. Kevin Farmer might get his shit together and might be a great candidate one day. But nobody in their right mind could sit here and say that that young man is ready for this right now. 600 people thought he was ready. Am I crazy? Am I crazy for feeling this way? Now, the young man is, y'all know that he's not there and he needs help, and hopefully he'll get all the pieces of help that he needs from the right places. But that don't excuse 700 of y'all. I don't know if y'all was on some shit, on some dare, like I dare you. You lost a bet. I don't know what made you go in there and put your ink to that name. And I don't mean this to be disrespectful to him. It just says a lot about how people either don't take voting serious. Andrea said Kevin actually had 3,000 votes. Then I got 3,000 motherfucking problems right now. I mean, stop. He probably have a problem with me saying this right now, but it's not from a bad place. I'm not saying this from a bad space. I'm saying this in a place where he could have been put in a position to have a lot of responsibility in his hands and not been ready for it. Is that fair to him? But honestly, is it fair to the voters? There go my man, Damon Lynch. I want 6 all flat mouths with ranch on the side. And them is friends. I don't mean any disrespect at all. I wouldn't want anybody to be disrespectful to me if I ran in this race and I lost, and it was predicted that I would lose. That's not where I'm going. It's not fun. I'm being very serious. I find it challenging. I find it a little challenging that people would vote for someone who's clearly not ready. Here's the thing. I might not have that attitude if I hadn't had that conversation with him when he called from the hospital. Because if he was going in there and doing what he needed to do, and he was like, you know what? And this is just an opinion. If he would have said, you know what? They issuing me my meds, man. I haven't been on my meds in a while. It's time for me to go ahead and take on my responsibility and do what I need to do. I might be looking at this a little bit different. Like, well, you know what? He's there taking care of himself. He checked himself in. He's trying to get on his meds. He's trying to do things right. But you said they in here forcing you to do things. To us out here in the regular world, it sounds like you were making up an excuse like you didn't want to be there. They're forcing you to do some things and blah, blah, you know what I'm saying? And it was a conspiracy of the Democratic Party doing this to you and doing that to you. See, you're getting away from the whole purpose of you being there in our eyes, in my eyes. Now it's not about you anymore. It's conspiracy and the program and the system. It's not about you and your help and the help you need. That's what people do when they have a problem. They blame other people for their problem. That's what I got out of that. Everybody's saying he got 3,010 votes. Well, maybe so. But it still didn't, I don't think, from what I seen. Now, I didn't know the vote count. I go by percentage of voters that voted for you. I seen it was 0.5%. So my bet to my brother Lynch was, I don't even think he's going to get, I said he won't get more than 1%. And I said he'll be lucky to get 1%. Oh, he's here. He's here. What's up, bro? Lynch, what's up, man? He said Kev flamed out. Could have went anyway. 3K votes. I was hoping he was going to come home composed, and he didn't. I made my bet because you can't win if you don't bet. I agree. But I ain't letting your ass off the hook. I want 6 flat, mild, with ranch on the side. And here's what I'm going to do. We're going to go to lunch together. You buy mine, I'll buy yours. How about that? Next time I'm in the Natty, and I'll be up soon, let's get together, bro. I need to chop it up with you anyway. Because of some other stuff that I want, the things that you and I spoke up on some time ago. He says you won the bet. High voter turnout and no finish line push. I feel you. I tell you what. Yeah, I don't really know Farmer. I've known of him for a long time. Like I told you guys, I've watched him for a long time do different things. He had a podcast for a little while. He would reach out. He wanted me to come on his show. I wasn't ready for that. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't quite sure. I wanted to go. Okay, that would have been the first Drink Champ type of a show. I chose to go over to Day to Day instead because I trusted that. I trusted my sister and them over there were going to challenge me a little bit more with some of the things, and I felt that platform was a little bit more conducive for the information that I bring to the table. Okay, I didn't want to do hood news 25 or no shit like that. I really wanted to deal with some folks over, more my age, more acceptive to some of the information that I may have been bringing to the table, and it turned out pretty good. They were. All right. If I'm not mistaken, Mr. Farmer is locked up currently. I know some people reached out to me about it, and I pick and choose what I do and who I deal with and this and that. I don't have any issues with Mr. Farmer whatsoever. I just don't believe that politics should be his thing right now with all this other stuff going on. A lot of people don't really trust politicians. They don't trust the process. They don't trust a lot of things right now. And let me just say this. Shout out to all of the winners of the night. None of the names really shock me who won because it's the circle. I understand the process. I understand who gets certain shine, or I understand that. And what voters should be asking right now is, after yesterday's decisions and vote path and all that, are we in a better situation? Are we now moving forward to being better? Because what I hear is we've done all this work. We got all this work lined up. And that's one thing that they always work. They always turn. But I just want to see a vibrant city. When my eyes see work is productivity. Work to me means you're doing something to open up opportunity for other people to prosper, not necessarily just survive. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, I don't want you to, there's different folks for different situations. I don't want you to give me a slice of the pie. Okay, I don't want a slice. I want the fucking recipe. Do you understand what I'm saying? I don't need you to give me a fish. I need you to let me get I need a fishing pole. You feel me? That's just me. Some people, you got to understand, a lot of people are in such dire need that they get the help they need, but guess what? Some people spoon feed them on purpose. It's such a disgusting way of pretending that you care about people. You give them just enough for 30 days, knowing they need you in another 30 days. And you do absolutely nothing for them to be able to sustain themselves for 6 months. You give them what they need for 30 days and they right back at you in 30 days. I don't rock with people like that. Let me go to the phone lines before I get out of here. Good afternoon, caller. This is Wyatt. Who am I speaking with?
Hey, it's Edsel,
Hey,
aka
Edsel.
Ed Lover.
Hey, who? I'm sorry. What was that second one?
Edsel, aka Ed Lover.
Ed Lover. I ain't heard that in a long time.
Well, you was talking about old shit with that first caller, Horny Horton. So I just figured I'd talk about some old shit too.
Yeah, what's going on?
You know,
what's on your mind?
which was kind of fucked up because you up there, you were dissing rap music, yet you were a DJ playing it. You wasn't playing KRS-One and Public Enemy and Skippers. You was playing Luke.
But wait a minute.
You was playing Ice Cube. A bitch is a bitch.
But wait a minute. Have I ever denied that? And have I said I'm responsible? Have I not taken accountability on that?
Just say I'm responsible. I apologize and move on.
But I've said it.
Trying to be nostalgic and waxing poetic about old shit. That's the problem. What black folks is in there. We in the problem we in now. Waxing poetic about old shit. Letting old people tell you that it was so much better back in our day. What was so much better back in your day when you was getting your ass whooped, getting beat up, getting dirt thrown in your mouth, being told that you're blacker on the inside now that you're on the out? What was so great about that?
Well, I didn't necessarily experience what you just said, but
okay. Well, what was so great about living in tenement and lower homes with a single teenage mom?
What was great about it?
Yeah,
I survived it.
That you want to wax poetic about it?
I survived it.
Would you put that through another kid?
No, and I didn't.
Okay, then don't wax so poetic about it.
I'm not. But wait a minute.
Let's move to
No. You ain't got to put that on the shelf and then move on.
Is the lowest form of communication.
What is?
These youth don't want to hear how great. Remember when? Remember when we used to do this back in the day? Remember this when the fellas used to do this back in the day? Remember this when the women used to do this back in the all that old monkey ass shit. Talking that old shit.
So what do you want to talk about?
Moving conversation forward.
Do you want me to tell you?
Here's what we need to do.
Well, that's what I do.
No,
but wait a minute.
You always gotta wax poetic about it.
Because there's a story.
About the nostalgia.
You gonna let me say something?
Nostalgia.
You gonna let me say something? You don't think it's important? Yeah, well, you're gonna have to. You don't think it's important? You don't think it's important to hear the background of a storyteller sometimes? You don't think it's important to hear what somebody's been through to be able to tell the story that they're telling at the moment?
No.
Okay, well, that's maybe you don't need it. Because here's the problem, fame. Here's the problem.
Not for the masses.
Well, maybe so, but maybe you're not speaking to the masses. Sometimes, when you go
you're
to
church, on a podcast.
Wait, hold on, bro.
You're on a self-eponymous podcast.
Let me make
you're
a point.
Talking to the masses.
Let me make a point. If you go to church on Sunday and the preacher go up and do a sermon, is he talking to you or about you, or can you relate to everything he's saying every Sunday?
I don't go to church. I don't know how that. I don't know how that.
Well, that explains a lot of why you don't understand.
Last time in the church was my last time in the church.
Okay, well, let me just explain something to you. Sometimes when someone's telling a story, they have to make that story relatable to people that may not have gone through what the story is about. So you have to make people familiar with a situation in order for them to understand why decision making and decisions are being made at later points in life. So maybe because you've seen me as a kid. Wait a minute, hold on. Because you know where I'm from and you seen me as a kid, you might find it not necessary for me to tell you, you know what I'm saying, where this was and what that was doing and blah, blah, blah. And you've seen me at the Boys and Girls Club and blah, blah, blah. You might find it's not necessary why I had to say all of that because you've seen it. A lot of people here didn't know me as a kid, didn't know you as a kid. So you got to paint the picture a little bit. Don't you? You get that, don't you?
I mean, hey, the booty warrior is a social media phenomenon. And he tells his backstory all the time. Emphasis on back story. But I digress. I think you're out of your mother flipping mind. Wishing the people of Cincinnati on Stephon Pryor.
Okay. Why?
You know, this
why is
uncouth.
that?
You know, every alderman type of guy. It just ain't your cup of tea right now. That little persona of I'm an everyman people, you know, I'm out here for the people. That's great. What I saw is God protecting him by not making him a city councilman. He was a corruption case waiting to happen.
That's not fair.
So was Lakita Cole.
But that's not fair to say.
A single mom
let me tell you
who
something.
harbors fugitives.
Okay, I hear you.
You had the nerve to wish that she had got elected.
Well,
nigga, please.
Here, hold on, bro. Let me slow you down a little bit because you throwing dirt on people's name. And yes, some of it
I'm telling you about people who were in the public sphere of Cincinnati who were in an election that did not deserve to be voted in, and I'm so damn glad they did it.
How is it that somebody is easy to come on and say something that they assume someone would do, but won't say something about people who have already done what you say that has been done? Stephon Pryor has never. About? What I'm saying to you is.
Well, Stephon ran a losing race for campaign.
So what? He lost the race.
Many people have done that.
That ain't my point. My point is you said that he was a corruption case waiting to happen.
As uncouth and unintelligent as he is, I guarantee you somebody will walk him right into something fucked up.
Well, that might be your opinion on the man. My opinion is different than that. And I think that you should give somebody a chance. They give people chances that sound articulate and dress well. Whoa. You gotta let me make this
electorate.
Point. No,
you don't vote in Cincinnati.
It don't matter.
I just found it disrespectful of you to say that. You don't vote in Cincinnati. I can't stand. I don't want this nigga getting.
Hold on. How dare you tell me?
He don't need to be making decisions for my city.
Hold on, bro. I'm a taxpayer in Hamilton County, in Cincinnati. I'm a taxpayer.
Okay.
Well, so I have every right. Damn right. You damn right. Yeah. So I have every right. But wait a minute.
You said that he was for the people. You're not representing the people of Cincinnati. You're just protecting your business and tax interests.
You're moving the goalpost. You're moving the goalpost.
You walked yourself into that.
No. I have every right to have an opinion of someone who's running for city council, just as you do if I pay Hamilton County taxes. I have every opinion.
You're not a voter of that electorate.
Say what?
You can have an opinion, but
that's what I had. So why you got a problem? Why do you have a vote? Why do you have a problem? Wait a minute, hold on. If I would have been here promoting him and trying to get him to win, that's a different. You would have a great argument, but that was not what I did. I didn't start talking about Stephon and all that old stuff until the day of. I said I hope he wins, and I never told anybody to go vote for him. I just told you what I felt about him, and then I told people I called him and wished him luck. That's it.
I think you're just talking shit. I think you're talking shit. You wouldn't want him to be your HOA manager.
That's not true.
Yeah, you know damn well you wouldn't.
That's not true, bro. And I don't know why you say that. Wait a minute, hold on. How many people? Wait a minute. Okay. Let me ask you a question. Since you got all these, darted ass questions at me or comments about.
Well, I've been listening to the show for 2 hours.
But hold on.
It's like,
hold on. Let me ask you a question.
Up some things that I was going to talk about.
How critical have you been on those from city council that were articulate who went to jail?
What are you talking about? I was on the ass from day one.
I don't remember.
Scotty's now.
Not over here.
Pause, because from what I heard, he enjoys that type of thing.
I don't know. Pause. But I'm saying you ain't been doing that over here. So wherever you've been talking about them at, take that over there. You ain't been talking about them over here. What you talking about?
I
You
did it
ain't
on Lincoln
criticized
Ware.
one.
I did it on Lincoln
This
Ware.
ain't Lincoln Ware.
The biggest black media in the city.
Exactly. Well, take that shit over to Lincoln Ware about Stephon
Why
Pryor.
I gotta take it over there when you just brought it up today?
Wait a minute.
You just tried to tell me the
what I'm
virtues
telling
of
you,
Stephon Pryor, an illiterate.
He's not illiterate, bro. You need to stop that shit, bro. You need to watch your mouth about some of these people,
This is
bro.
what I'm seeing.
And what did Lakita Cole do to you that make you feel like you have that much disrespect?
She came up with a real jacked up commercial trying to sell her son. Both for my mama.
So you don't think there's kids in the community that's his age that would say the same thing?
Yeah, we'll vote for your mom after she stops harboring fugitives of justice.
Bro, that was okay. We all go through. This is
Did that happen? That's just a regular,
maybe so, bro.
occurrence in life.
Maybe
we
so.
We harbor
maybe
That's
so,
what you
bro.
was just about to say. We all go through stuff. That's just a regular occurrence in life.
We do. And I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna tell you something, bro. I'm gonna tell you something.
What do you have personal with that woman?
I don't even know her. I've never even talked to her. I've never even talked to her. I've never even talked to her. Not in real life. But I heard her one day on the radio station talking about more important things than what I actually hear some of your current administration people talking about. I heard her go on there one day having some really valid points, and I heard the mayor tell her to her face and other members that was sitting there with her that some of the people that were grassroots were
in the way.
No, he's a little bit more disrespectful. He said that they were not relevant. And I don't think that's fair. I don't think that's right. You sit there and you said that this lady and some of the people that's there with her and some of the names from grassroots were not relevant in today's politics. And that's not fair because a lot of them they made it possible for you to be sitting there, not you, Fame, but that mayor to be sitting there.
Just because you laid the groundwork don't make you relevant today.
No,
I mean you did your time on council before.
That's not true.
Lakita, and then when you left council, what did you do? Started harboring felons and having random children.
Bruh, come on, man. That's disrespectful. She made a mistake.
Truth.
Wait a minute.
Sometimes the truth is uncomfortable. Don't vote for it. Don't try to run for public office.
I am not suggesting that
the truth about you.
I'm not suggesting what she did was right. I'm not co-signing it or anything. But you have to understand, people make mistakes in life, but it don't end them. And with people,
right? But it doesn't mean that I need to have you as an elected official.
But what do you have now, Fame? Let me ask you: do you feel comfortable with everybody?
Monkey ass Scotty.
So what do you talk? Okay,
yeah, you have Scotty Johnson.
So what makes them any different?
Who lacks gravitas? And first of all, he's a 60-year-old man calling himself Scotty.
That's his name, from my understanding.
That has everything to do with it. No, a leader of men does not call himself Scotty.
What, you want him to make up a name? I thought his name was
Scotty. I want him to call by his name Scott.
I don't know if his name is I don't know. It doesn't. That's irrelevant to me. I don't care what.
Trying to get off in tangents.
No, bro. I'm just saying you act like he got a nickname.
The
like they
point
call
I'm trying to make is that how dare you? That's all. That's all. How dare you? Especially with these two. Truth be told, Farmer would have been a better candidate than what's his name?
All right,
Pryor.
You really feel that way?
I really do. I mean, yeah.
You're entitled to your opinion. I ain't mad at your opinion.
Listen, the stuff that happened to Farmer became insufferable and tiresome. But I still think he would have. Well, he would have been a corruption case too. Oh, he definitely would have been one, and probably his girl on the Senate or the Congress, whatever she was trying to run for. They both were corruption cases waiting to happen.
Did you hear what you just said?
What I say?
You just said in regards to Kevin Farmer, the things that happened to him. You didn't say
he got himself involved in. However you want to say it. I'm just speaking off the cuff. I got my 10-year-old laying on my chest. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just speaking on the cuff.
Your 10-year-old hearing that nonsense you spitting right now? I thought you brought.
That's right. He came in here. He came in here when he heard me spitting that fire.
No, hell no. The next time you call here, please pop in your non-CD or your KRS-One CD before you call this show. Please.
I did. This was the bridge is over.
Okay, because listen. Fame is horrible. Vernon Johnson said Fame is right on this. How y'all gonna call Stephon Pryor he said it, not y'all. It's not fair to say that he is a corruption waiting to happen. That's not fair to say, bro. That's some bullshit. And I would protect anybody. He ain't never been out here in the streets and taking on. He ain't never been out here like that. And what's crazy is y'all didn't sit back and watch for years. People tell you they about to do something for you, and they ain't did shit. But they in the work we've put in. Ain't no black gangs, ain't no gangs in Cincinnati. I love the chief. She's great. 3 weeks later, she's a fuck up. I mean, I'm just saying, these are people that are Democrats that were challenging other Democrats and holding them accountable for what I thought was inactivity of work that was going in for people. I mean, you know, I think Stefan has some great points about some properties and some other things, you know, that he was standing on. What's going on with the housing in Cincinnati? You know, to sit back and give a bunch of contractors jobs and shit, that ain't always the answer. If your resume is just saying, well, we gave these contractors this job to work on that project, and we gave these contractors that work, it's more to it than that. Show me the list of opportunities. Show me the development in the downtown area. Show me how we're going to pick up convention in the city, because convention opens up jobs. That's all. I'm not mad at Republicans or Democrats. I'm not mad at any of them that's running the city. I don't care like that. But don't sit back and blow smoke up my ass and be telling me that you putting in all this work, and then you got people that are challenging the current administration and then try to make it sound like they're not good enough because their corruption act's waiting to happen, or, you know, they done bad shit in their life. You don't know what some of those people up there who don't live their life on social media or don't live their life on radio. You don't know what some of them people, what's the Walsh guy? Walsh looked just like one of them dudes y'all be hating on all the time. I don't even, if he called the show, he'd have to tell me his name. I ain't never heard his voice. Maybe it's just me, but I've never heard some of these people that got 7% and 6%, 8%. I never even heard of them people. I heard their names because they're on council, but I ain't never seen them in law home, or not law home, excuse me. I ain't never seen them in the community. I ain't never seen them nowhere that look where people that look like us. Now, I'm not saying they don't go there. I'm just saying, I was introduced to some of them this year because they had to run commercials, and I was like, oh, that's Seth Wash. Oh, okay. Oh, okay, I see. Oh, that's Abi, whatever. I don't even know. Yeah. But like, I don't really follow them anyway. But you know who I do know? I know Scotty. I know Jan Michelle Kearney. I know those names. I know Mika Owens. I know those names. There's a reason why I know those names. Let me go to the phone line. Good afternoon, caller. This is Wyatt. Who am I speaking with?
What's up, Wyatt?
Hey, what's going on, bro? What's up, twin?
No, I can't call it. Hey, you talked about the churches, right?
Yes.
It ain't the church, it's the congregation. The pastor always got to get paid and everything.
It's not just the pastor getting paid. It's not just the pastor getting paid. The church has bills.
You got Ursha Boy's problem, and you definitely got the organ guys and the drummers and some musicians that have to get paid. So they're not doing it for free. And then, you know, they throw up bake sales, volunteer for the church and everything else, what's going on. That's why I don't, you know, too much talk about, you know, sometimes it be ridiculous when they ask for a certain amount of money, though, $1,000, and you don't, no, I let God deal with that. As long as I pay my 10%, I'm good, White. So don't tell me how much to raise or give or something. So you sowing the seed, maybe I ain't got the $1,000 seed that you asking for, but I'm gonna give some to the congregation because them lights still gotta be working.
I agree.
The water still gotta be running. got to be heat in there during the cold season and all that. So I'm still gonna bless the church and whatever. So Damon Lynch, I met him. He's a good guy, man. He's a good preacher. And I ain't visiting New Prospect when they over there in Roseline right now, but I visited him when he was down the way, right? Sorry. But Fang, he out of order, man. He dead wrong. So about Stephon. Lakita Cole. See, I look at it like this, Wyatt. Understand, I voted. This is my last time voting. I'm done with this. This ain't gangster enough for me, man. I let the people do whatever they want to do and all that. It should be you should know you got all the people as Democrats and people that been complaining for years, Wyatt, in the city of Cincinnati and everything. So you got all them Democrats up there and people been crying for potholes and the way they get treated in the community and they don't do nothing and all that. You go see. Now that you got still 8, it's just one new face. So you'll see, I'll give them about 180 days. You'll see the movement and everything, Wyatt. What's going to take place in Cincinnati.
What's the movement?
Whatever movement, their agenda they got going on.
Well, how is it going to be any different? It's all the same people.
Hey, they tell you that story. I don't. I'm not running.
No. I hear you. What I'm saying to you
on the
is,
sideline.
What I'm saying to
Only
you
ones
is,
I voted. Go ahead, Wyatt.
No, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I'm just trying to get an understanding. If you pretty much take on, it's what, 9 members, right? And only one has been replaced because they just kind of, I don't know how much work you do when you on your last year of being in, but just say we were doing something. They all on the same page, I would think. So if everybody's the same, I mean, if you've only replaced one person out of the group, I would think the agenda that was set forth years ago that they've been working on is the same agenda that they're gonna move forward right now. Wouldn't you think?
All I'm not on the same page, Wyatt.
Huh?
All I'm not on the same page.
You don't think so?
Hell to the no.
Well,
some of them, when they come to they vote for the, some of them vote for the same. Some of them, no, I'm not voting for that. And with Scotty and
yeah, but the majority is gonna get it done. I don't. If it's 9 of them, I guarantee you, in most cases, it's gonna be maybe 3 go a different way at the most. Sometimes you're gonna get 2. If you would have had a different slate, if you would have had a different, okay, just for argument's sake, if Stephon Pryor and Kevin Farmer would have made it, this is just for argument's sake, you can't tell me that they would have been on the same path, on the same page as the other 6 or 7 in this case. They would have had a little bit more, or even Liz Keating, who was a Republican. You know what I'm saying? They would have added a different perspective of what was going on. They would have had a different argument. All right. They may not have won, but they would have brought a different argument or added more to the argument when it was time to vote. And the people could have heard different perspectives of what's going on. You see what I'm saying? But when you have the same people coming in, it's going to be the same. So here's the thing. I don't have a problem with Cincinnati voters. They obviously love what they have. So, you know, if they're cool with it, don't complain. I said it 2 years ago. Yeah. When they put the business over the people, this is exactly what I said. When they put the business over the people, don't complain, because those are the people you put in place. Business is always going to come over the people. It's just take us to think that it's somebody doing something wrong to us, when the bottom line is business is over people, is over the people all the time, no matter who's in that office.
But I don't think my thing is this. I voted for Stephon Lakita Cole because I knew and I seen the works they put in on the streets and in the community. They care for the people. That wasn't for publicity or none of that, man. They was caring for the people. The mother 8 or whatever, you know, other people on that board, I really didn't see in the community, man. See, I look at it like this. Cincinnati, it's a puppet show, man. They go, when they vote, man, on local stuff, this for likes. This ain't for the work you do. This for the likes, man. And I noticed this. This for the likes, man. They like you.
Hey,
they didn't want nobody strong like Stephon in there to turn their goofies up.
Can I say one thing before? It sounds like you about to hit Mars. Like you turn it up a little bit. Let me say something before I get you to a point of no return. Let me just say this so the people can hear it and then you can take off. Like you can, let me just say this. One of the things that I paid attention to during the administration is when they were selling the railroad. I pay attention to leadership when it comes down to big decisions like that. I didn't see a lot of them step up and have an opinion or even reach out to the community and ask you guys, what do you think? How do you think I should vote? Let me tell y'all why you all should vote this way. They didn't do it. The only one that was involved in influencing the community was the mayor. And he ran a commercial on the side of selling the railroad, which is an asset of the city. I look at all 9 seats as being leadership. I don't care if it's your first year, your first term, or whatever. You are now a representative of the people of Cincinnati. If you don't speak up when a large acquisition like that is on the table, I wonder, where is your leadership skills? Why aren't you trying to convince people one way or the other, or out here trying to hear what people think about the idea of selling something as large as the railroad? And it was complete silence from them guys. And the only one that was out there saying anything was the mayor. Ran commercials, spoke about it on the radio, did some different shows, was promoting the sale more so than what do you all think we should do? And the railroad is the city of Cincinnati, which means it was for the people. So and the people did vote. But if you don't hear from all 9 of the leaders, you don't get a perspective of what's, the pros and the cons. You came in and you brought somebody to the radio. They brought a little black girl from the radio to the radio station, happened to be the buffer, is what I called her, because she was from Withrow. See what I'm saying? And she said she gave you somewhat of an idea of what would happen to the money if they sold it. That was it. There was no other way of looking at it. You just got the information. Well, if we sell it, this is what we're going to do. We're going to put it in a trust. It's only meant for infrastructure. There was really no real breakdown of how the money could be spent, how it couldn't be spent, what we're sacrificing, what we're giving up. None of that. But when the leadership didn't come out and say anything, I kind of looked at it like, well, and I had a conversation with Emmanuel about it. And I'm like, whoa, bro, have you noticed? And I won't say anything about our conversation, but yeah, I mean, it was, to me, I felt like leadership involve the community, not just be out here and wait for the vote to happen, but be more impactful to which way people should actually vote. You see what I'm saying? And what do you want? If we sell it, what's in store for you and your community? What do you want?
But when I seen Charlie Lukin in there, he part of conflict committee or whatever. He was part of that railroad team. When he came up in there in Lincoln, where Charlie Lukin did, ex-mayor or whatever, and he gave his perspective on, I'm like, yeah, some BS in the game. He knows something, and some ain't right. And I say, yeah.
Here's the thing.
I don't think they should,
Here's the thing about that. I don't think it's a bad thing to sell an asset. Okay,
but look how much they made off of it though when they sold it to somebody else.
That's business. Okay, I don't have a problem. If I
know it's business. I would have waited.
What I'm saying is, if you trade your car into me, and I give you $5,000 for it, and then you come in and get an oil change on your brand new car, and you see your car that you sold to me out on the lot for $9,000. You can't be mad at me because I invested $5 into your project and I fixed it up a little bit. And now I'm selling it for $9.
Man, that counterfeit logic that you just said,
that's
man.
Not counterfeit. That's just else. Business. That's how things work. Do you think that the railroad company was just gonna buy the railroad?
You talking about billions of dollars, man?
I know. Do you think that the railroad company was gonna buy the railroad from Cincinnati and let it sit? Just let it just maintain itself the way it's always been? It was an investment for them in the first place. So that's why I say you can't look at what they doing with it now. You had to look at that before you sold it. Like, okay, what's the potential earning? What's the max earning I can get? And nobody opened the door for those type of conversations. That's all I was saying, bro.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, that was my vote. I wish he would have got up in there because, he was hitting the streets heavy, man. And, engaging with the people, telling us what's going on. And I didn't see no other council people, members out there doing that. And maybe, I don't know how they tally up the votes, whatever. Maybe it was rigged or something like that. Because that man did his thing, and I sure thought,
who?
Man, Stefan.
Well, he was active, but here's the thing. Here's what you have to be able to do.
Man, they went off lights to me, man. They didn't go off no stupid
and I'm not disagreeing with you, but here's where I think Stefan may have, kind of not fallen off, but where he may have failed in his attempt to be on council. I think he was out there and he was saying all the right things, but I don't know if he was backing up what he was saying. Now, I like him. I spoke highly of him, but at the same time, I don't know if he was backing up what he was saying. It's one thing to say the bridge is collapsing, but now you got to put the information behind the information you give to people. Now you got to give them the solution to the problem. Not just talk about it, not just bring it to the awareness of people. Now you got to be able to say, well, you know what? I believe that the money that we're doing such and such with, we can reallocate that money to do this, or we can do this and this and that. You can't just be somebody that has a bunch of issues that you can see, but not have, not be able to communicate with people on the back end of how you can actually get it done. Because that's what politicians do all the time. But I would think I was okay with him not having the information, because I knew that if he got in there, the information was truly going to come. If he got in there, he was going to, I know it might, for some people might think it was going to be entertaining, but for some people like myself, I was going to sit back and watch the show, because he was not going to hold back the information. If it was a reason why something couldn't get done, he wasn't going to try to finesse everybody or why it can't get done. He'd say some shit like, they don't want to do it. The other 8 don't want to do it. I tried to get it done, y'all. I need that in my life.
I think he was gonna be another Eric May, and I don't think if he feel like this should pass, that should pass, he all for it. But he sees some BS in the game. No, I'm not letting my people go through this right like that. I think it would have been straight up for him. People got in there, people doubted him and all that. Like, man, he go turncoat and all. Man, why would you speak about that? Let that man, if he do get in there, let him get his feet wet a little bit. At least you know he's a damn councilman. You had a lot, even his damn own baby mama hated on him. And all he went live earlier saying, I said, damn, you beat him in? She hate on you? Like, God.
Well, I mean, that's okay. I don't know anything about that.
Yeah, he went live on it today. We was thanking the people and all that. He said, hey, I ain't gonna hold y'all up. I'm gonna let y'all know. He told us the info about it. I'm like, damn, your own baby mama?
Yeah.
Said ain't never she already married and ain't messed with in 25 years, and just the hate she don't vote for him. That's what I was like, oh wow.
I mean,
so yeah, man.
I just think that that's a little messy. I don't know, but you know what? I would like to maybe some of the people who are not necessarily. I don't want to go there with it. I just don't want you all to think that I don't think it was fair what he said when he said something about when he said that he was a corruption act waiting to happen. I don't think that's fair. I don't think it's fair to bring up people some of the things they've done in the past. I know we do it all the time, but I don't think it's fair to
that was a low blow right there.
I mean, it is what it is.
Corruption and all that, man. Give that man a chance, man. Stefan cool, and I gotta give it to him, man. I ain't never. Me being in Cincinnati, be honest, why I never saw nobody hit the trails like him, man. The man was at nursing home, communities at 6 o'clock at the bus stop, seeing dead curves of you up there, Roll Hill. The buses come down there, flying down there. You walking up, taking your kids to the bus stop, dead man curve and all that, man. That man was out there, and I never saw that. And I'm not really no politician, but when I see something like that, I say he about his business, man. If y'all can say he fronting or something like that, but at least he out there. Well, you go in this community now, hey, y'all, who's Walsh, who is Mika Owens? These people don't know them.
I just think
I don't know. They think they some insurance people or something, trying to sell them something. They wouldn't know who they is, but Stefan, I guarantee they will.
Yeah, but I think
guarantee they will.
Okay, hey, Twin, I got to get out of here because I'm at my stop time.
What you think, before I go, 5 seconds, what you think about that New York man?
I ask me that tomorrow. That's a long run. I think New York. I'll say this to you. I don't have a problem when people vote somebody in the majority. I have no problem with majority wins, because when people vote something in that I don't like, I make my own adjustments in life. When you vote something in that I do like, I make my adjustments on how I'm gonna live my life. So
Okay.
New York might be changing soon. And for those that voted for it, they'll be living in that change. I don't have a problem, because if the majority voted for it, then the majority is going to have to live with it. So, live in it or whatever. So maybe that's what they want. I just think that all politicians, including Stefan and all those guys, they have to get out there with their cameras and say things, but they have to back it up with conversation on how they're going to make it happen. All right.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, Twin. Thanks for chopping in up with us, bro. Thanks for engaging with us today, bro. I'll talk to you soon.
Yeah. Whatever.
All right, man. Hey, I got to get out of here, man. It's my time. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Oh, you know what? I may not be here tomorrow. Look on my page to see if I'm here. I have a meeting that's supposed to be right in the middle of the show. So I don't want to start the show and have to leave in like 20 minutes. I don't want to do that. So, check and see tomorrow if I'm going to be here by checking the page, or check the Wyatt Live Messenger group. And I'll let you know if I'll be here tomorrow. I should, but I don't know. I can't guarantee it. I don't know. Peace and love to everybody, man. That's my time. I'll see you guys when I see you guys. It may be tomorrow. Peace and love to everybody. I'll see you when I see you. 1 o'clock right here, same place. Holla.
I was a fiend before I became a teen. I melted microphones instead of cones of ice cream. Music orientated, so when hip-hop was originated, fitted like pieces of puzzle, complicated. Cause I grab the mic and try to say yes, y'all. They try to take it and say that I'm too small. Cool, cause I don't get upset. I kick a hole in the speaker, pull a plug, then I jet back to the lab without a mic to grab. So then I add all the rhymes I had, one after the other one. Then I make another one to diss the opposite, then ask if the brother's done. I get a craving like I fiend for nicotine, but I don't need a cigarette. Know what I mean? I'm raging, ripping up the stage, and don't it sound amazing? Cause every rhyme is made and thought of, cusses sort of an addiction, magnetized by the mixing. Vocals, vocabulary, and verses just stuck in. The mic is a Drano, volcanoes erupting, rhymes overflowing, gradually growing. Everything is written in the code so it can coincide. My thoughts are God. 48 tracks to slide, the invincible microphone fiend rockin'. Spread the word, cause I'm N-E-F-F-E-C-T, a smooth operator operating correctly. But back to the problem, I got a habit, you can't solve it. Silly rabbit, the prescription is a hypertone. That's heroin, I fiend for a microphone like heroin. Soon as the bass kicks, I need a fix. Give me a stage and a mic and a mix, and I'll put you in a mood. Or is it a state of unawareness? Beware, it's the reanimator. A menace to a microphone, a lethal weapon or assassinator. If the people ain't stepping, you'll see a part of me that you never seen. When I'm fiending for a microphone, I'm the microphone fiend. After 12, I'm worse than a gremlin. Feed me hip-hop and I start trembling. The thrill of suspense is intense, you're horrified. But this ain't the cinemas or tales from the dark side. By any means necessary, this is what has to be done. Make way, cause here I come. My DJ cuts material. Grand Imperial. It's a must that I bust any mic you hand to me. It's inherited, it runs in the family. I wrote the rhyme that broke the bull's back. If that don't slow him up, I carry a full pack. Now I don't wanna have to let off. You should've kept off, you didn't keep the stage warm. Step off, ladies and gentlemen, you're about to see a pastime hobby about to be taken to the maximum. I can't relax, see I'm hype as a hypochondriac. Cause the rap be one hell of an antidote. Something you can't smoke more than dope. You try to move away but you can't. You broke more than cracked up. You should have backed up. For those that act up need to be more than smacked up. Any entertainer, I got a torch to chamber one-on-one, and I'm the remainder. So close your eyes and hold your breath, and I'ma hit you with the blow of death. Before you go, you remember your scene. The fiend of a microphone. I'm the microphone fiend. 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 The microphone fiend.